Yo, what is up, guys? It's P Main here, aka Pay10G, and as you can tell by the title, I did a submission for Monsters We Make. I'm not gonna lie, I hate to be, I guess, you're all too critical on yourself and all that, but I'm not particularly fond of my submission. It was definitely rushed. I seen it damn 6 days ago, so almost a week before today, because July 1st is tomorrow at the time that I'm recording this. So hopefully it goes out on the 30th as I'm recording this. Uh, I had a week. I worked half of that week. Barely drew. Just kind of was thinking of what I want the character to be and whatnot, and kind of just some simple to kind of get the overall understanding of the character, I guess. And so my drawings here aren't up to par what I like. Sorry for the time lapse at the end. I've been switching to Clip Studio, which is what you'll see at the end here, and kind of why it might look a little different. But I keep forgetting that you have to manually hit record time lapse on there. Procreate does it all myself, but I'm trying to switch to Clip Studio because it has a ton more benefits. But enough of all that. Monsters We Make. Now, without spoiling anything of the manga, just to kind of give you some idea of the world and whatnot, and why or what my character is. Long story short, our main character, Jabari Booker, he gets into a school he's been trying to get into. You know what I'm saying? He got into Harvard. Harvard got a secret underbelly that's protecting us against monsters and God knows what, okay? And in that underbelly, they create these suits, also known as tunings, that kind of personifies, or I would say personifies what the character themselves really like or have an aptitude in, what they are most compatible with. So our main character, Jabari Booker, he's really sensitive to sound. So his tuning deals with vibrations and sound and things of that nature. We also have a girl who has like nature and kind of on the healing side, as well as just a general tinkerer and construction, kind of, sort of. So that's to kind of give you an idea of where the powers are coming from and why my character, Jaqueline Frazier, aka Jack Frost, is her hound name. Yes, it's corny. I don't care. But her aptitude is ice. She has ice powers. Now, when I was creating this character, I'm not going to lie. You can call me out. I was thinking of Shikamaru, man. I was thinking of Shikamaru to a degree. A high degree, to be quite honest. But pretty much she can control ice. Now, before I get into that, the reason why she controls ice, she is severely anemic. Now, my idea to make the story foolproof is that Jacqueline is either a crazy heavy eater, a lot of meat and stuff like that, to replenish her red blood cells so it doesn't show on her character, or the suit kind of helps her with that. But she's severely anemic. Without her suit, she pretty much, to the touch, is like frozen cold. Like, you know how your girl might get something cold, a cold pop out the fridge, and then she come touch you. I'm talking about like that, almost to a stronger degree. Like, she's naturally like, if you had like room temperature water, she stuck her finger in it, it'd be pretty cold after after a couple seconds. Like, I'm talking about pretty frozen here. So with that, she can control ice. That's what her aptitude is. Now, when I said I was thinking of Shikamaru, her powers, she can pretty much control ice in like a 8-foot distance. So she can make a circle around herself. She can shoot it in a straight line. I ain't gonna lie, I did want her to have more applications when water is around. So besides just natural ice projectiles and stuff like that, I did want her to be able to freeze puddles and kind of make her distance longer. But I feel like that's cutting it a little too close. So I scratched that part. Her second ability, or just more so her natural ability, is her tuning already allows her to control ice, and it also allows not just her hands, but any point of contact pretty much to freeze objects, people, animate objects, live people. You know what I'm saying? She do gotta hold them. Like, she gotta catch them and hold them there, and then they can be frozen, incapacitated, or even killed. So with that in mind, I wanted her to be also kind of like this rounded off character, both offense and defense. So she does have the range with ice and controlling it from a distance, up close. Fighting her melee attacks, when they land, they are going to pretty much put like a thin layer of frost on it. So in a 1v1, she gets a bunch of hits in, that foes can either not really necessarily become frozen. It is a thin layer of ice, but more so slowed down so she can get that full two-hand touch and freeze her opponents. So she's decent close combat, pretty decent range. She can also do the stereotypical ice trope of skating around. The distance is 8 foot, so it's not like the destination kind of has to be predetermined. So like going full speed, just trying to get away, is still an option, but it's not a great option. You know what I'm saying? Her distance isn't, she's not like Todoroki. She can't just keep doing it and going. Like, she got to have a pretty clear path so she knows what she's creating. Now, the tunings also allow like a maximum output ability, or just what their move turns into maximum output. I was kind of thinking of more so like a frozen dome. I didn't put this in my submission, but I've been thinking about it. I just didn't want to put, I didn't have enough time. I ain't gonna lie. This is kind of like a retcon. This is me like thinking after the fact, after I put the submission out. But like maximum ability in my head, almost like a JJK domain expansion. I'm thinking of calling it Frozen Tundra. In the manga, the maximum output is so severe and hard on the body that it does, some people can die. I don't know if anybody has, but some people can easily just die. I want her to kind of maximum output her and her opponent into a dome, and kind of like a final stand. Call it the Frozen Tundra. Since it's so hard on the body, I'm thinking that the Frozen Tundra would be so cold that it is afflicting to both Jack Frost and her opponent there. So it's almost a battle of attrition. Jack Frost kind of has the advantage. She would be a tad bit more resistant to cold than just a regular guy that she traps in it. But you guys get into a brawl, who knows? Like, at that point. But yeah, that's kind of what my idea was for Jack Frost. On the screen here, I'm gonna put up kind of like the quick notes that I had and everything, and the finished drawing of what I have for her. So not only is she severely anemic, but she kind of has like a rude and feisty exterior, but she's actually really loving. Backstory: she lost a lot of her close friends and family due to the same monsters that are in the story now. And so she's more so of a, I'm gonna push you away so I don't feel hurt if anything happens to you type of character. I put that she's also a big manga and photography fan, or she's just a big lover of those two things. So, like, for example, the move where she can kind of control her ice and everything was called like Flash Freeze, and then when she's in a melee bout, Layered Frost, Photoshop layers. It's a little deeper and like easily skip overable, but I think it's cool. Also, I think I already said that like without her tuning, she's like an ice cube pretty much. So a lot of her strengths would be, of course, for capturing and incapacitating foes, enemies, whatever the case may be. She's generally versatile in both offense and defense. Ice walls. She can conjure ice and of course basic shapes and stuff like that. Not too big. She only has that 8-foot radius. So like we're talking like a regular thin wall, easily breakable still, but protection nonetheless. Great for quick escapes or quick encounters. That's being able to ice slide. Main weakness, of course, is obviously heat and anything like that. Now, just pure heat, she's useless. Like if someone's coming out flamethrower breath, useless. She's in a rough spot. If we're talking about just inclement weather is kind of hot, her range gets diminished, pretty much just like cut in half. So ice thinner, her close combat abilities would be almost useless. So she can be in a pretty easily disadvantaged situation as well. And just general applicability, her tuning, I said that she can allow any point of contact to freeze, so that can be anything. If she gets flung back and wants to slide back, or if she gets pushed back and touch a wall to set up a ice spike or something. Anything can be the case here. I feel like shooting ice around is just kind of a general. If there's water around, water drops, rain, that type of deal. And yeah, I already said the prolonged touch will allow her to completely freeze her enemies, so that will kind of combine her layered frost in a close combat situation to then allow her to kind of have a seal deal situation. But yeah, hope you guys like my submission. I wish I had more time so I can give it more love. I'm already not that good, so to be honest, this was just kind of like a complete break of my comfort zone. God forbid if I like actually won and ended up being in the manga. That I'd probably cry. But anyways, guys, that's been P Main. I hope you guys kind of like that quick video here. Yeah, maybe I'll see you with the next shitty drawing, man. Peace.